We be playing New Kids on the Block instead of playing.
What? Okay, wait. What is this section here? Now I'm curious. Hold on. We got Game History Gallery, Lost Levels, unreleased games for the NES. You cannot buy these games. All of the packaging layouts on this sign were created for the NES that never quite made it to market. The lead time required for printing meant that packaging was often completed well ahead of the game's scheduled release. These images were sourced from catalogs, advertisements, company archives, and point-of-purchase displays.
This is another place that I paid a visit to earlier today.
Yeah, I'm definitely awake now.
This is put on by the Video Game History Foundation, an organization that only has 2 full-time employees and yet manages to curate the history of this very important art form in a fairly increasingly comprehensive way as time goes on.
And we're wondering if they're ever going.
One of the things they have here is this gallery of cases and boxes and art for unreleased games. And some of these are pretty.
The New Kids on the Block game.
Pretty cool. You have some game cartridges here with ROMs sticking out of them. I was told that.
We got Nybots, Bud Boy, a Zelda game with the chip sticking out of it.
Zelda cartridge there. That's not even a Zelda game. Somebody cannibalized that cartridge in order to test their own game because it was cheaper than buying a developer kit from Nintendo back in the late 80s.
Oh, that's not exciting.
And if you look up here, let's see. Oh, yeah, right here. There's a New Kids on the Block game that was never released. And the thing that was brought up was like, what if the New Kids on the Block game was released and was a huge hit? Would we be playing New Kids on the Block instead of playing Super Mario Brothers? Here are some very early game packs with monochrome labels printed on them, and some games on floppy disk, 5 1/4-inch floppy disk. Remember that? And there's a console over here that is playing games that were never released, games for NES
Super
that were never
Sushi
released.
Pinball
These are playing on a
from
PC
Sony?
emulator, but with official Nintendo gamepad controllers. And this is Super Sushi Pinball, which is a game that was never released in the U.S. It was actually a U.S. localization of a Japanese pinball game, but somewhere along the way, somebody added in the Statue of Liberty cutting sushi and facts about sushi in between all of the levels. I wonder if we can maybe get somebody to play this game, and then we can see that. But it's a regular pinball game, has nothing to do with sushi, but there's all this.
I would play it if I was there. I would be sitting there playing this one.
Sushi content that's stuck in between the levels, and this is kind of what happens. Oh, here's the reset button, so we're going to hit the reset button, and there's the Statue of Liberty.
What the fingering?
She's making a sushi roll. Oh, she's got a piece of nigiri there. That looks like tuna nigiri. And then it tells you the story. The history of sushi is very long. It first came to Japan from China when rice planing was first introduced more than 2,000 years ago. At the time, people wrapped fish inside some rice to keep the fish fresh for a longer time. Okay, well, when you're done.
Go ahead. I mean, this is, I don't know about you guys, this is very entertaining. With the Game Boy camera? Yeah, I used to have one of those.
And he's going to take a picture with a thumbs up. Look at that. Perfect pose.
Yeah, I used to love the Game Boy camera.
And over here on this wall, these are the box art from unreleased games.
Police Academy, the video game. Oh man, that would have been amazing. Now I did hear about SimCity. The ROM for that leaked. I think John Riggs was the one that was covering that story. That was a couple years ago. They made the entire SimCity game on the NES, and then never put it out. So SimCity only came out on Super Nintendo. But you can play the ROM of the NES SimCity now. Like it's out. You can download it.
Some from franchises you may have heard of, some from franchises you've never heard of.
Beauty and the Beast, Napoleon Airball, Card Sharks, Crash and the Boys Ice Challenge, Crossbow.
There's a game about Napoleon and Asterix, the French cartoon character so beloved in the 8-bit days.
California Raisin?
He had a
The Grape Escape. Wasn't there already a California? Buster Brothers was on the NES. That never came out. I know it was on Super Nintendo. That was a good game.
theme park. Maybe he still has a theme park. You guys can let me know if he still has a theme park dedicated to him.
I see Concord.
That is a quick look at the booth of the Video Game History Foundation. And all of the games that they have on display here are games that were never released to the public. How cool is that?
Super cool.
Over here, we see the booth from the Italian game developers. Italy is where the Winter Olympics will be happening. I'll be there, by the way. I'm very excited about that. But right now, we're talking about something that doesn't require snow and ice, and that is video games. And this is the lounge where video game developers from Italia can mingle with investors.
I'm sorry to hear
other
that, Radio
developers,
Face.
mentors. And look at that fantastic art there of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Right there, games in Italy. And there are people, it looks
Did the governments pay for these booths, says Kira? Probably. Highly likely. Let me scroll ahead because, what do we got here? Let's see this one.
clock running. So there's obviously a speed component to this game. There's a little figurine here of the main character in the game. And is this one of your games?
Yes.
What is this game that we're looking at?
It's called Chrono Gear Warden of Time. It's a 2D platformer game. This is not developed by me, or it's a game created by HoloLive fans. Yeah.
I mean, 2D platformer games are like what I grew up on, and they're still popular, aren't they?
Yes, I still love these kind of games.
What makes them great?
So
What? I mean, you can tell this guy does not play video games and has no idea what's going on with video games. 2D platformers. My question to you is, what makes it great? Like, bro, cringe question. Your game powered by player emotions? Oh God, no! I don't even want to hear about that. I don't care.